Well, thank you very much. My name is Trevor Cusworth. I'm with Schneider Electric, and I'm the co-chair of the forum with Don Bartusiak from Exxonmobil. And I just want to give you a little bit of an overview of the forum itself, the mission and vision, the structure, and then some of the timelines that we're working towards right now. So the vision, it's a lot of words on this slide, but it's basically we're a group of end users, product suppliers, system integrators, and academics that are working together in an open manner to try and define an open standard for the future of control systems. And we hope it will result in a standards-based, open, secure, and interoperable process automation architecture and have a number of characteristics. And I don't want to spend time reading them all, but basically, we want to integrate best-in-class components in a timely manner, employ an adaptive intrinsic security model. So cybersecurity will not be bolted on, it will be integral to the components of the architecture. We want to ease the procurement cycles by making it easier for end users to buy this equipment. It should be commercially available and applicable to many industry sectors. We talked about the number of industries that we're looking at. Protect suppliers' intellectual property. So even though it's going to be an open standard with components, the internals of those components still protect the supplier's intellectual property. So it's not that we're opening everything to like an open source solution. Reduces the difficulty of future replacements. One of the big concerns of end users is being able to add new technology as it becomes available without having to perform shutdowns of the plant to make that happen. And so we're looking to do this as online upgrades so you can always keep current with the latest technologies. And we hope it will promote innovation and value creation. And in terms of the mission, basically we want to realize that vision by developing and publish and involving a realistic open architecture and specification, operate in a fair and neutral and open manner, provide a forum for end users and integrators and suppliers to talk about this and work together, not just the technical side of it, but also the business impact of it. You can imagine an open architecture is a different way of doing business, particularly for suppliers, and we're looking at both the technical and the business aspects of what this means. Enabling sustaining open architecture specifications by a robust conformance certification program. So part of what the Open Group brings to the table is a certification program so you can certify your components against that standard. And so you know that you are getting components that will conform and work together. There's a few more on here, I'll skip a few. So integrate existing and emerging industry standards and lowering the barrier for entry for innovation and value creation. And I guess another one that I think it's in there about, you don't have to buy a large DCS system if you have a small plant. We want to give you the ability to build fit-for-purpose systems. So because you'll be able to buy components and build systems from those components, you won't have to buy a large DCS when you don't need a large DCS. In terms of the structure of the forum, so we mentioned that I'm and Don are leading the forum. Actually, we're interim co-chairs. There are going to be elections coming up in the next couple of months. And so these names may change. Below that, there are different working groups, and you're going to hear from some of those working groups after me. There's a business working group that's looking at the business side of open automation. What's the business impact to end users, to suppliers, to integrators? There's a technology working group that's looking at what are the technology impacts and what do we need to consider when we're designing these systems. And then there's a standards body interface group that's, like Dave mentioned, we're not going to invent new standards. We're going to try and reuse standards that already exist. And so we have a group that's going to look at those standards and decide which ones are applicable, which ones aren't, which ones need to be extended or modified going forwards. And then there's an enterprise architecture group, which you'll also hear about after me, which is looking at the architecture of the solution. And then there's a couple of other groups. There's a business guidance subcommittee, and then there's also a marketing and outreach subcommittee. We're actively trying to promote members to join. The more end users we have, the more suppliers and vendors and system integrators we have, the more lasting the solution will be, the more accepted it will be across the industry. You saw some of the logos already. Here's the end users that are currently signed up. I think it's about 9 right now. I think Chevron just joined. And then the end users are the suppliers. Again, you saw some of the logos before. Don showed this on Tuesday morning in the plenary. This is the Exxonmobil schedule for this. So Exxon have been driving this, and so there's been a number of initiatives started. The middle track through the middle is this open automation activity, but also there's a proof of concept activity going on where Exxon has deployed Lockheed Martin to see if we can apply some of the things that were learned on the avionics side of the business to the open process automation side of the business. So there's actually an RFP that's currently out. Lockheed want responses by next week. They're going to select components from different vendors, and they're going to integrate them together to prove that it's possible to build an open architecture system. So it's really just a proof of concept. The bottom track you see is Exxon's goal. They need to start replacing systems in early 2021, 2022. And so they would like to have a system available, ready for use by the end of 2020. So that's what we're working towards. And so you'll see a lot of the activities with the Open Forum are geared towards getting ready for that. And then in terms of the roadmap for the Open Automation Forum itself, we started with a kickoff in San Francisco back in November, and that was really the start of the meeting where the first time the members got together. And then you can see there's a number of other activities that are going on right now through this quarter. There'll be several face-to-face meetings happening around the world as we progress this. We're defining the mission and visions of each of the subgroups. We're working to define their charters, make sure we have the right stakeholders involved, start to look at the standards that are available. There's a number of activities that are underway right now. And then there'll be a business guide that gets published probably third quarter of 2017. So there's a lot of activity this year, and we're busy working on this on a weekly basis. And then the last slide, stuck again. Oh. There we go. These are just some of the publications that will be coming out as part of the Open Forum activities, the mission, the working group charters, the charters of each of the different subcommittees, stakeholder concerns workshop. We've been working on that already. Quality attributes workshop, brand identity, business guide, and then a snapshot of the forum specifications. Those are all coming out over this year and into early next year. So that's all I had just to give you an overview. I'd like to turn over to Paul Berlowitz from Exxonmobil.